Taken star Liam Neeson is weighing in on the Me Too movement. He talked about,
but we need you here because there's bad weather coming, so you need to let folks know what's happening.
I was trying to dream about winning that Powerball.
That attorney says families want to know what actions they can take for pain and suffering. That's when they go to civil court. But that attorney says current laws don't do enough to hold sexual predators accountable for their actions.
Again, one of the biggest issues they're dealing with right now is just the drifting snow. It seems like pretty compact now, but just the wind just blowing off. So that's why this is the problem, and it keeps going right back out here on the roads. And
I'm Jackie Orozco. We'll be checking in with meteorologist Phil Kelly on this weekend's warm-up, because we all been waiting for those warm temperatures. But we begin with the breaking details on the government shutdown.
That's right.
New developments as our deadly flu season continues. The number of kids who've died from the disease this year is up to 37, with 3 of them right here in Ohio. Pet obesity is a real issue for our furry friends. In fact, more than half of cats and dogs, including my kitty at home, they're estimated to be a tad bit overweight or obese. Some new hope to members of the Save the Crew movement. The crew owner, Anthony Precourt, is hitting a few roadblocks as he tries to move his team to Austin, Texas. But with so many diets out there, how do you know what works and what doesn't? We're about to learn. A traffic stop lands a suspected killer behind bars. This was breaking news yesterday on Good Day Columbus. 24-year-old Christopher Garrett is now locked up in the... Yes, we sure do. Jan Stewart, the executive kitchen manager at Condados, is here to show us their Tuscan-style guacamole. So in their lifetime, just very amazing statistics out there, Bob. Sure. Well, counselors we've been talking to, they were just saying that those kids that are scared to talk to their parents, to make a list of trusted adults. It can be a church member, a teacher, a counselor, even a neighbor, somebody that they feel comfortable speaking with, so that adult could go right away to authorities to report that sexual misconduct.
Hopefully somebody's listening then. Okay. Yeah. Jackie, thanks so much.
Pretty good so far. Now that we're getting some daylight, we're seeing huge piles of snow. Check this out behind me. But all this snow is finally being cleared off the main roads.
New year, new you, right? But how do you know what diets work and what are just fads? Get out the fire extinguisher and put your hairspray away. We are learning to cook a flaming dessert without burning down the kitchen or our hair.
Yeah, wait a minute. We have a lot of hairspray on right now. Well, Chef Adam Yoho of Jeff Ruby's is joining us, and we are going to make a banana Foster's.
Now, the birthday festivities for our favorite little hippo are kicking off. Fiona turns 1 on January 24th, but she already got an early present from a local radio station. Here's what listeners in Cincinnati heard. But check out the sunrise. Look how nice
it's
that
gorgeous, isn't it?
Very deceiving.
If we were just on a balcony overlooking a beach somewhere, I mean, that sun would be warm.
Perfect.
Yes, but we need a coat. If you want
yeah, we need a coat, because that sun's not going to do much to warm us up today.
Horseback ride turns into an icy water rescue in Obetz. Police say a horse and its rider slid off the road at a nature preserve and into Big Walnut Creek.
We're now being told that ECOT is making one last final offer to the Department of Education so they can afford to stay open for the rest of the school year.
A man in South Carolina is giving a whole new meaning to having a cold one. Tim McCoy chills his beer by keeping it on top of his frozen pool.
You said with this warm-up, we should be dipping ourselves in a pool, right?
Well, I don't know if we're going to get that crazy.
A woman who fled to Brazil after police say she murdered her husband goes before an Ohio judge. One lucky person in New Hampshire is waking up very, very rich.
And why isn't it here? You know, come on.
Never is. So there will be scholarships available. It's a private school that will open this fall. If you want more information about this school, we posted a link for you on our website. A Columbus man is being ordered to pay more than $10,000 after admitted to cheating the state, and it was all caught on camera. Back, a bottle of vodka allegedly worth $1.3 million was found empty but undamaged at a construction site.
But it was empty.
But it was empty.
Right, eventually.
One of these two.
One of these two, and it's not Mercury, so that's right, it's Mars.
Mars!
NASA mission, it's going to do seismology on Mars. It's going to look for Mars quakes
Okay.
on the surface.
Mars
Next.
You're old or young, dating expert Elizabeth Kobe Piper of Dating Directions is here with some tips on finding a mate. And we know a lot of stuff is different now because with social media and just living in a digital age. So what is some misinformation that's out there about finding some love online? But you don't want to scare the person off. It's like if you have the list, okay, I'm going to find love this year, sometimes that could be kind of a turnoff for you know, potential dates, right?
So you don't mention it on the date. By the way, I did have someone do that once.
Now, silent no more.
It's a story that got national attention. Dozens of women speaking out about how the former MSU sports doctor.
I think he smells my cat.
But you know, obesity is a big problem because we want to give, you know, all these treats to our pets and things like that.
Exactly. So,
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this all morning.
Remember that guy, you know, right here behind us? You see him. He's the flag bearer for Tonga from the 2016 Olympics. There he is.
That's right.
Parents need to report the abuse to police right away to start a criminal case, then seek an attorney for a civil case. But how can parents teach their kids about what's appropriate and what's not? It's confusing when it's from someone they trust, like a doctor or a coach. We'll break all that down for you coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live here in the newsroom, Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News. Welcome back. Does this winter weather have your skin feeling itchy and dry? Of course it does,
Yes.
but don't worry.
That's right. Dr. George Scandamus is...
The scandal has already forced MSU's president and athletic director to resign, along with the entire board of USA Gymnastics. Now the entire MSU athletic department is coming under scrutiny. Any better around the country. For the third week in a row, every state except for Hawaii is reporting widespread flu activity. We're about halfway through flu season. Amazing how your body gets used to the frigid cold, and then 30s are like, all right, where are the shorts?
Right, and then we're going to break out the 50s, and we're going to be talking, you know, people walking around in t-shirt,
I know,
shorts, bare feet, you know, to get the
Don't
sunscreen
push it,
ready.
Phil. Thank you so much, Megan, for that update, and thankfully no one was hurt in that long hostage situation. Still to come, Benny the Bass at Buckeye Lake is predicting 6 more weeks of winter. New and unique coffee shop is now in the Hilltop area. It's not only bringing new life to that place, but it's also giving people a second chance.
I feel like I'm a different person, I'm a better person, and it really all started with coffee.
Shantae Brown, a mother of 2, is juggling 3 jobs. She works in construction, at an Irish pub, and she makes coffee. She also has a criminal record.
And I'm a recovering heroin addict, and I was incarcerated for 4 years and 2 months.
It's in prison where her life turned around with this.
When the opportunity came for me to get involved with Coffee Crafters while I was at ORW, I took it.
Coffee Crafters is partners with a Third Way Cafe. It just opened in the Hilltop area about a month ago.
One of our partners is Coffee Crafters, and they actually provide barista training in the prison.
John Rush owns several businesses, including Third Way Cafe. It's part of Clean Turn Enterprises, which he founded. 90% of his employees have criminal records, like Frank Stokes.
I was incarcerated for 26 years.
He got out of prison almost a year ago today. Stokes says Clean Turn Enterprises has literally turned his life into something he never dreamed of.
Clean Turn has been like the stepping stone for me to rise up in the community.
The for-profit business Clean Turn launched in 2012. Rush says he uses the profits to reinvest into their programs to hire and help more people.
Since we've launched in Columbus, we've employed a little over 600 individuals.
You made my day today.
Residents we spoke with say this is a win-win for the community.
Oh, yeah, revitalize the West Side. We need it over here. You know, it's nice that he's doing stuff like that and giving people second chances.
And it's a chance for a better life outside of prison.
I work hard for them because I appreciate it. I'm grateful. I have a second chance at life.
The bitter cold doesn't just affect us, it also affects our furry pets. And just like with humans, it can be deadly. In fact, at least 3 dogs froze to death just last week. Here's a look at how you can keep your pets safe in this deep freeze.
The stray dogs, and then we've also seen several that have been brought in already dead from freezing to death.
Dr. Melanie DeHaan is the medical director at SOS of Ohio. She also works closely with the Franklin County Dog Shelter.
You know, this is not enough for them to be able to survive outside.
The shelter received 3 pit bulls this week that froze to death. Dr. DeHaan says there was nothing she could do to save them.
When they're coming in with temperatures not registering on our thermometers to 92 or less and are barely responsive, it's generally a losing battle.
Columbus Humane says you're not breaking the law if you have your dog outside in these cold temperatures.
It's not illegal to have a pet untethered outside
in cold weather. It is illegal for them not to have adequate shelter, which includes appropriate insulation in this type of cold weather advisory.
So how can you tell if a dog has frostbite?
Checking in between the pads, checking that.
Dr. DeHaan says the best way you can tell, the ears.
That will turn really a dark black instead of this healthy pink and white. You'll get a black ring around there, and then the skin will just die and start to flake off.
SOS of Ohio is also getting a number of calls about stray cats stuck out in the cold. This cute little guy came all the way from Dayton. Bottom line, if it's cold for you to be outside, it's probably cold for your furry friends too.
Please bring your pets inside. It is in their best interest, it's in the owner's best interest. Please keep pets warm and protected from these elements.
Definitely some good advice.
Yes.
If you're a chocolate fanatic like me
too.
Yes, we all are. You'll want to stick around.
The great news, if you're worried about the sweets.
Yeah, we're now being told that ECOT is making one last final offer to the Department of Education so they can afford to stay open for the rest of the school year. One last pitch to stay online. The electronic classroom of tomorrow, or ECOT, wants to cut off its founder, William Lager, who runs the school. That way, ECOT can start repaying the state rather than Lager. Some ECOT alumni feel he's been overpaid.
A lot of people dropped the ball on this in Ohio over the last few years.
Zach Space, a former congressman and running for state auditor, says it should have never gone this far.
And these are monies that large portions of which went into Lager's private management companies. These are accounts over which we as taxpayers have no right to oversee or to look at where the money is being spent.
But the current state auditor, Dave Yost, says he's been sounding the alarm for years.
Make no mistake about it, we've been the ones pushing charter reform. The fact that ECOT is now in court and having its day in court is a direct result of the work that we've been doing for years.
Court documents show that ECOT has described the repayment plan to the state as a death spiral, also saying if ECOT continues to operate until available funds are depleted, it will be causing irreparable harm to ECOT students.
There's a lot of chapters left to unfold here. I'm very concerned about these kids.
And that's what families don't want people to forget, the students.
We're just asking, work together. Be kind to each other, our kids. This is about the kids. This is not about the administration. It's about the kids. A judge will be hearing arguments on this case tomorrow afternoon. ECOT's governing board will also be meeting tonight to hear this last pitch that ECOT has to offer. Now, if they decide it's not going to work, ECOT may likely be closed by tomorrow. We've also reached out to the Department of Education, but we haven't heard back. For now, reporting live here in South Columbus, Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News.
As you can see, this is what's left of Reynolds' home. The family says they went to church Sunday morning on New Year's Eve when all of a sudden their home caught on fire and it burned to the ground.
You can see a baptism dress. This is my daughter's baptism dress right there. There's two of them wore that dress, which is heartbreaking.
Every day, Jennifer Reynolds goes through the rubble.
They're things, but there are also things that are very special to us that we lost.
Like her wedding dress. She says that was priceless.
Right over there, under that pile, is where I found it.
The family isn't certain what caused the fire, but say it started in the basement and a space heater may be to blame.
When we saw the flames, I mean, you can see right away that there is just a roaring fire. And so at that point, you know it's serious.
Luckily, no one was hurt, and the family does have homeowners insurance. But this mom, her husband, and their 6 kids have to start all over.
You really don't grasp what it means to have it all gone that quickly.
They thought they'd have to rebuild alone, but the community is stepping up.
We're doing an event called Pack the House.
The Jerome High School girls basketball team will sell wristbands and hold a silent auction and raffle at tonight's game. Reynolds' 16-year-old son goes to the high school.
We felt humbled and excited. I mean, it's such a neat thing they do.
100% of the money raised will go to the family.
Basketball is about life lessons. And this is an opportunity for us to be a part of our community, take some responsibility for what's happening in our community, and just take care of each other.
The family plans to rebuild right here and have their home once again. In Plain City, Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News.
So staying clean was extremely hard, near impossible.
Forrest Thiel is 15 months sober.
Feels great. It honestly was unbelievable.
But it wasn't easy.
That all started from weed to painkillers to heroin, though,
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
Did death ever cross your mind?
No.
The 19-year-old says he got hooked on painkillers and Xanax when he was in high school. He went to rehab twice and fell right back into the cracks.
I know that, like, part of my reason of, like, relapsing and not being able to stick with it was because when I was in my public high school, all there was people getting high. It's the cool thing to do. It's what everybody's doing.
But now there's a brand new high school coming soon, dedicated in helping these students fight addiction.
Public schools don't know what to do with these kids when they come back from rehab, and it's really not fair.
Lori Elsass and others founded Heartland High School, the first recovery high school in Ohio.
Our focus is to get these kids a high school diploma and encourage them and help them along their walk with sobriety.
It's a school Thiel says he wished he went to.
When I was in high school, I didn't know another single high school student that was trying to get away from drugs. I was the only one, and I felt like an outcast.
Thiel is now studying at Columbus State. He's also living in a sober house with roommates and staying clean.
So it's one day at a time. It's a saying that we have in AA and NA and